What's going on, everybody? It is your boy, Matt Stingray. Thanks for checking in to the Rock the Watch channel. Guys, today we are going to do the full review of the SBGA211 Grand Seiko Snowflake. It's the Snowflake, guys. So it's probably the most famous Grand Seiko of them all at the time of making this video. But before we do that, quick wristwatch check. What am I rocking today? Today I am rocking my Rado Golden Horse Hyperchrome. It's a very cool watch. So let's get this bad boy over to the table and take a look at the Grand Seiko Snowflake. But really quick before we do that, guys, do me a favor, go down and go to take a look at rockthewatch.com. A lot of cool watches for sale. Link in the description below. So now let's get this bad boy over to the table and take a look at the Grand Seiko Snowflake. And let's rock this watch. All right, guys, so here it is, the famous, dare I say, infamous Grand Seiko Snowflake. Yeah, look at it, you know, it's awesome. Look at the texture on the dial, the crazy texture on this dial. So I did an unboxing video of this. You can check my channel for that one. I did a 5 things you should know about the Grand Seiko Snowflake. And I just wanted to clear something up. I had a couple comments in that video. I made the statement that each dial is unique. And some people were like, the dials are stamped out by, okay, they are, I get that. But what I'm telling you, where I got that information was from the Grand Seiko rep, okay? And I think what they mean is, apparently they put some type of 2 or 3 coats of lacquer or clear coat, something on the dial. And their assertion was that it makes every dial special and look different. Yeah, I mean, how much of that is marketing? Probably all of it. But what I'm telling you is what I heard directly from the Grand Seiko rep that sold me this watch. And he probably said it to try to sell me this watch, but I was going to buy it anyway, so that doesn't matter. So let's get into the specs and features of this watch. This watch has a 41 millimeter case diameter. It is 13 millimeters thick. It has a 48.5 millimeter lug to lug with drilled lugs, as you can see. It has a 20 millimeter lug width. It is powered by the also infamous Caliber 9R65 spring drive movement. Look at that second hand, how smooth it is. It's ridiculously smooth. It's fantastic. If you don't know what spring drive is, if you're watching this video, you probably know what spring drive is. But if you're new to watches, let me give you a basic understanding of what spring drive is. It's a quartz and mechanical movement smashed together to provide amazing accuracy, but it's using like a gear train, the mechanical movement to keep it powered. So you get quartz accuracy with mechanical parts. That's a very basic understanding of it. There's plenty of videos out there that explain it. There's also videos that explain it by Grand Seiko, how they did it. I recommend you go watch those. They're fantastic. All right. It has 100 meters of water resistance. As you can see, it has a slightly domed sapphire crystal. It has a 3 o'clock signed with a GS screw down crown and no crown guards. All right, this watch is completely made of high intensity titanium. It is light as heck, which is another reason they called it the Snowflake. So you got the dial that looked like the Snowflake, and how I explained it in the unboxing, it's supposed to be like the Hokata Mountains, and it's supposed to be light as a snowflake and all that jazz. It's very cool. 20 millimeter bracelet, tapering down to 18 millimeters to the minimalist Grand Seiko clasp. Fully milled clasp, solid links, solid end links, exhibition case back The fantastic Grand Seiko rotor. Look at the finishing on that movement. And it just, and that also is sapphire crystal on the back there. So this is just, I know you've probably seen videos of this before, but this is a fantastic watch. I'm a huge fan of Grand Seiko. I think they're really stepping up their game. So let's just take a little look at the dial here again and see that we have the Grand Seiko at 12 o'clock. It says spring drive at 6. Got the power indicator there at about 8 o'clock, 3 o'clock date complication. And look at that blue hand. I don't know if it's coming through, but that second hand is a beautiful deep blue. This watch is fantastic. The Zaratsu polishing on the indices. Let me tell you guys something. When you are outside and the sun hits this sucker, you'd almost think some of it was, you'd almost think there were diamonds on the dial. It could pick up the light and shine. So bright. It's just a fantastic watch. It's beautiful. It doesn't really cost that much. At the time of me filming this video, I paid $5,800. I bought it brand new at Little Treasury Jewelers in Maryland. Shout out. They had an event and went up there, bought that sucker, brand new, $5,800. It's fantastic. Value for money is unbelievable. So let me tell you some of the things I don't like, and it's some of the things that Seiko also does that frustrates me a little bit. One, the power reserve indicator being on the dial is a little bit annoying to me. Just a little bit. Doesn't bother me too much. I can live with it. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have bought the watch. However, I much would have preferred and think it would have had a cleaner design had that not been there and they had put it on the back. Some of their other models, they are putting them on the back. But that's, Seiko does that stuff. One, no lume. Now, is that a deal killer? Obviously not. As I said before, and I'll say again, I bought the watch, so I really dig it. But, and it is a sports, kind of a dressier sports watch. So it doesn't require lume. You don't need lume. Lume's kind of like for dive watches, but you can lume whatever you want. I think they would have done a little bit better if they'd thrown some lume on this. But that's just me. Again, it's not a make or break thing for me. I love the watch. The lack of adjustment on the bracelet. There is no adjustment. You get a couple half links, as you can see there, right? But there are no adjustment holes. No adjustment positions on that clasp. And I get it, because if they want to keep it that small and kind of integrated into the bracelet, I get it. But it's not very customizable or adjustable. The bracelet's not very adjustable to different wrist sizes. So you kind of got to get it there and live with it. Although where my watch is a little bit loose, on the wrist, I like to get at least a pinky underneath, and that's how I rock. The other thing is this thing has, as you can see right there, look, it is, let me zoom in here, held together with pin and collar, pins. It's held together with pins. Now, some of the other ones, I have a GMT that's got screws in it. I don't know why they didn't put screw pins in this sucker. I don't know why, but it's Seiko. So let's see what it looks like on the wrist. Let's get this rattle off, which is kind of unique too, because look at that crazy clasp system. Did a video on this one. Go check that out on my channel. And let's see what this sucker looks like. Yeah, so there it is, gents. It is a fantastically made watch. It is super light. And that's one thing that can bother some people. Some people like to feel a substantial watch on their wrist. I can do either heavy watches or light watches. And this is just a very nice watch. No lume shot for this one, and it's because, as stated before, there is no lume. So let's flip this camera around and go get the final thoughts. All right, guys, so here it is. The Grand Seiko Snowflake. Guys, what is your opinion of Grand Seiko? What's your opinion of the Snowflake? This is a famous watch, probably the flagship currently of Grand Seiko's collection. Some people, they don't like Grand Seiko. That's all right. We all have different opinions, but I dig Grand Seiko. The few small little quirks I pointed out about this sucker doesn't really bother me. I think it's a fantastic watch, and I'm glad to have it in my collection. So guys, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And as always, rock that watch.